Hello, welcome to Wednesday's exercise class. I'm just going to tilt this down a wee bit. That's a bit better. Well, maybe not. Tilt it up a wee bit. Right. We've got to Y in the alphabet, and Y is a bit of a cheat. I'm thinking, well, why exercise? It's a bit of a pun. I do like a pun. I was going to say a good pun. That isn't really a good pun. And everybody, I think you must have been living on Mars if you don't know now that exercise is good for you. It increases life expectancy. It can help alleviate some physical symptoms. It stops you getting, or helps to stop you get some dread diseases. The what's called the NCDs, the non-communicable diseases. Obviously, there's a communicable disease rampaging around at the moment, but the NCDs, the non-communicable diseases, that's why we say NCD, are some sorts of cancer, heart and lung disease, diabetes. Those are the main ones, and those are almost exclusively caused by lifestyle choices. But I'm not going to talk about that today, about why exercising those, because you can Google them and look up the benefits of exercise. And I want you to think about why you are exercising. Why are you doing this class? Why are you interested in the strength class that I'm thinking of running? More about that later. And I think I can only speak personally, really. And for me, I exercise and try and keep fit. Well, I run because I enjoy it. I don't particularly enjoy doing sort of strengthening exercises and things, and I'm not really as good at doing them or as assiduous at doing them as I should be. But for me, it's to maintain my independence into old age. It's not about looking better or staving off old age, because you can't do that. It's about being able to be as independent for as long as possible, to still be able to go upstairs, to still be able to use my bath, to be able to get off the loo, to be able to look after myself. And it's, I mean, I'm not anywhere near, I hope, the stage of needing extra help at the moment, but I want to maintain that for as long as possible. And that's these exercise classes that I'm doing, the ones that I do on a Wednesday, are a sort of whole body workout, and they are functional fitness exercises. So they are exercises that are designed to help you with your day-to-day living. The strengthening exercises, the strengthening class that I'm going to be doing, is more specifically to help you get stronger. The ones that are on a Wednesday look at balance, they look at flexibility, they look at various different things. And although those elements come into the strength class, the strength class is going to be exclusively strength. Let me just have a quick look at my, right. Well, two things I want to say. This is a sort of announcement time as well. So have a think about why you're exercising. The bad news is you can't really exercise to lose weight. You need to change it. If the reason you're exercising is to lose weight, you won't. You might tone your muscles a bit. You might have better posture and look a bit thinner. But the only way to lose weight, in my opinion, and to keep it off, in my opinion, is to cut down on carbohydrate. Not calorie counting, cutting down on carbohydrate. And a great way of stopping, if it's too drastic to begin with, cutting out carbohydrate, the pasta and rice and things, is to reduce your portions of carbohydrate. But the most important thing is to stop eating stuff that you know isn't good for you. So stop the biscuits, crisps, chocolates, pastries, cakes, fruit juice, fizzy drinks, anything like that. Just stop it. Stop it. And I think you'll probably find that you lose weight that way. But also, if you can, cut down the portions of carbohydrate and the amount of carbohydrate you have at each meal. Stop snacking. If you have to snack, have an apple or some nuts or something like that. Don't count calories. Anyway, that's not actually what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say was, I think I'm going to, well, no, I don't think, I know. I'm going to change the time of this class. I'm going to change it back to 11. 9 o'clock is just a bit too rushed for me because I have to walk the dog so that he's sufficiently tired, not to sort of interfere too much with the class. So I'm going from next week, next Wednesday, so that's the 14th, 16th, it's going to be from 11 o'clock again. And I've been thinking about this, the strengthening class, and I'm going to thought, well, I could keep on saying yes, oh, do you want one, blah, 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 and never get around to doing it. So I'm going to start doing it next Monday, and that's going to be 11 o'clock. So as in lockdown, when it was Monday and Wednesdays for classes, it's going to be the same. It's just going to be slightly different classes, okay? So I'll put posts up about it on Facebook and all over the place. So Monday, the class is going to be 11 o'clock, and it's going to be body weight strengthening, and it's going to be a little bit, it's going to be different from this class. It's going to be shorter and sharper. I'm not going to rabbit on as much, and I'm going to start it, I'll go live at 5:02 like I usually do, just to have a brief explanation of the class, and to do it you're going to need to be able to get on the floor. So it's not necessarily a class for everyone. I can't think of any way that some of the exercises we can do without doing them on the floor. Sorry. And so Monday is going to be a sort of a test class to see how you like it, how you get on. Obviously, the video will be on my YouTube channel as it normally is. It will upload to the YouTube channel. So Monday, 11 o'clock, bodyweight strength classes. You're not going to need any equipment. And Wednesday, this class, the functional fitness class, as I like to call it, at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, 11, 11, 11. Right. I think it's probably 9 o'clock now. Just quite nice when it's 10 o'clock and I think, oh, yes, the class is done. But on the other hand, it's not so good when it's 8 o'clock and I haven't walked the dog. Anyway, so welcome to the class. If you haven't been to this class before, it is for everybody. Everybody can do it at their own pace because we're not going to get on the floor. You can do most of the exercises in the chair. You need a chair without arms, a kitchen chair, dining room chair. And if you have one, you need an exercise band like this. If you haven't got one, I suggest that you go online and get them from Amazon. They're not very expensive. Get a range of, Amazon seem to be selling them in packs of 3, sort of light, medium, and strong. So that they come in different ranges of strength. If you don't have a band, you can still do the movements of the exercises. I think the class is in 3 parts. There's a warm-up, a main body, and stretching at the end. So when we finish, don't go rushing off because we're going to do some stretching. Right, the strap on my watch is broken. It's only a cheap watch. That's why I have to keep taking it out of my pocket. And the strap costs more to replace the strap than the watch cost, which is mad. Do you remember the olden days when a watch used to be a really expensive item? Right, so we're going to start with a warm-up. I am going to tilt this down just slightly. And I'm going to put my light off because it's giving a shadow. Let's get glare. That's better. Right, so just start marching on the spot. I'm going to go back a bit. No, I'm going to just do it slightly. Right, sorry about this. Right, so walking on the spot. Exaggerate the swing of your shoulders to warm up your shoulder joints. If you can, stay on your toes. You don't need to do great big steps, just little steps, foot hardly coming off the floor. And we're just going to march along like this just for a few more seconds. And then we're going to put hands on shoulders. And if you want to, you can keep marching your legs, but you don't have to. And then stretch your arms up. If you can only get your arms to there or there, if you've got shoulder mobility problems, that's absolutely fine. If you can't get your arms by your ears, that's absolutely fine. Don't force it. I've seen people do that, try and force it. Just go as far as your arms can comfortably go. And then back down, push out to the side, back in, forward, back again, and then up and down, out to the side, back in, forward, and back. We'll do it one more time. So up and down, out to the side, back in, forward, and back. Jolly good. Right, putting your hand on your shoulder, making your arm like a wing. Make sure it's sticking straight out from the body. Imagine you've got a pencil on the end of your elbow, and we're going to draw a big circle, 5 big circles, starting going backwards. We're going to do 10. We're going to do 5 back and 5 forward. So we're going to go 1, 2, I'll show you from the side, 3, nice wide range of movement, 4, 5, and then forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice big circle without injuring yourself, without straining. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. The last shoulder arm one is the one where one arm comes up, the other one comes back. Again, if you can't get your hand by your ear, just do what you can. If this one doesn't go back very far, just do what you can. It's the constant movement that's good for it, rather than trying to force it really high. Don't rock your body. So we're going to do 10. 1, nice and slow and controlled. 2, 3, 4, 5. My left arm isn't as mobile as my right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jolly good. Right, we're going to do just mobilizing the legs and the ankles, bit of a heel dig. And then at the same time as you're doing that, we're going to anchor our elbows. And as your right leg comes up, your left arm goes into a bicep curl. So we're going to do opposite arm and leg, bicep curl, and heel dig. Just check that you're doing opposite arm and leg. And we'll do 3, 2, 1. Next one we're going to do is just taking a step to the side. And at the same time, start with prayer hands out to the side. As your leg goes out, your arms go out. Very simple, nice and controlled, not too fast. This is just mobilizing all your joints and your muscles, balancing as well. 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to just take a step back. Just dip your toe. You don't take a full step. Just dip your toe. And at the same time as you're doing that, have your hands at chest height. And we're going to go out like that. When you're doing this, I've just noticed, because I can see myself in the monitor. When you're doing this, try and keep your knee straight. I notice there's a tendency for mine to go in like that. Try and keep it straight. My left leg is better at it than my right, actually. 3, 2, 1. And then the last one is just tapping your toe. And as you tap your toe, just swing the opposite arm. So it's just a slightly exaggerated walk. 3, 2, 1. Right, we're going to put all that together just for 2 or 3 shots. So we're going to start off with a heel dig, out to the side, back, and the toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, and a toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right, park that in your brain until later, because we're going to need that later. Right, we'll do a little bit of the shadow stuff now. Just to get you used to, this is good for balance and good for, sorry, I'm doing this, I know my face is cut off, but I'm going to turn around so as you can see what my feet are doing. And this is good for, well, it's good for your balance, it's good for your coordination, and it's good for your ankles and your toes. Don't do it too fast and don't get your feet all tangled up together, don't fall. So imagine there's a square in front of you. You're standing at the bottom right and bottom left hand corners. You're going to take your right leg and put it up, your right foot up to the top left hand, your left to the top right, and then back. So right, left, back, back, right, left, back, back, right, left, back, back, right, left, back, back, right, left, back. One more time, right, left, back, back. Now we're going to do it the opposite way. So left, right, back, back, left, right, back, back, left, right, back, back, left, right. Do it on your toes if you can. Back, back, left, right, back. One more time, left, right, back, back. How was that? Somebody very proudly messaged me the other day and said, I can do the shadows dance, the shadow walk. So, are we all sufficiently warmed up? I think we must be. We've been going about 10 minutes. So we're going to go into the main body of the exercise now, and we're going to start with a squat. Now, a freestanding squat is sitting down without the chair. It's not going forward like that. Your knees do not come over. They don't go in front of your toes. So you stick your bottom out and you keep your knees apart. Sometimes when we squat, there's a tendency to want to do that. Try and keep your knees apart. And also, you don't need to go down very far. If you've got the right technique, I'd rather you went down to there rather than going down, right down with poor technique. And also the final thing is, imagine you've got an eye in your chest, so that should point forward. If you can't do the free squat, get the chair, sit at the front of the chair, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees. Put your hands here so you're not tempted to use them, and stand up and then sit down in a controlled manner. Watch the way you sit down. You sit down, whenever you sit down, you stick your bottom out. That's what I mean. That is a squat. You're just going down into the chair. If you can't do that, use your arms. And if you can't do that, as a final resort, put your hands on your knees and push yourself up and down. But really, you want to get to a state where you don't need to use your arms at all. So whether you're using the chair or you're doing a free squat, we're going to do 10, okay? I'm going to go sideways so that you can see that my knees don't go over my toes. Well, I'll do half this way and half forward. So I always put my hands out in front to balance me, but you can put your hands where you like. So 1, if you want, you can tap your hands behind as you come up. 2, 3, nice and slow and controlled. It's not bobbing up and down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Right, we're going into the seated row now. So you need your band and the chair. As usual, sitting at the front of the chair, right at the front, legs out straight, toes pulled back, and put your band round the instep. If you don't have a band, that's fine. Still do assume that position, just don't have the band, because you can still do the arm movements. I'm just moving this way now so you can see what my arms are doing. So you're at the edge of the chair, your band is around your feet, your heels are on the ground, always on the ground. Your hands are nearly touching your thighs. Your back isn't moving, only your arms are going to move, and you're pulling back like this. Imagine you've got a pound that you're trying to keep between your shoulder blades. No arms out like this, no lifting, just pulling back. 1, nice and controlled. 2, you could probably use a heavier band for this actually. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, the next one, we're staying in the chair, with our bottom in exactly the same position. I'm going to move back a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Oops. Hang on, I've got the chair caught on the band. So, put the band under your knees, flip it over the top, and then hold on to it. Don't let it slip through your hands. You're holding it steady like that. And then you're going to move your legs so that your thighs are parallel. And this is your starting position. Okay, and then we're going to just open as far as you can, hold it there for a couple of seconds, and back to parallel. Not right together like that, parallel. 1. If you're going to use, you can do this by 2, making the band tighter if you want to increase the difficulty. 3. But I found that if you do that, it digs into your legs. It's easier to use a heavier band. 4. 5. You can adjust the tension as you go along if you want. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. That's good for these muscles at the side. So when you're doing a squat, if your knees are tempted to come in, that's because these muscles aren't strong enough. And your glute medials. Right, we're going to do a bicep curl. So take your band. If you haven't got a band, just do the movements again. Stand on your band. Anchor your elbow into your, I have it just above my hip bone. And then you're going to hold the band with quite a bit of tension. Have your hand there, but have it so that if you need, hang on, I'm just going to shut the back door because there's sawing going on and it's upsetting the dog. Sorry about that. Right. So have it so that you have to consciously hold your arm up. These muscles are under, these are your biceps here. These muscles are under pressure. And we're just going to close your arm. I'll show you that from the side. So it's like that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to adjust the tension. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And swap over. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fabulous. Right. We're going to do some balancing. For this one, we're going to have your thigh parallel to the floor and then lift it slightly, or bring it parallel and straighten it. Don't lift and straighten. We're going to engage core. So remember, your core are all those muscles that are around your midriff, like a corset. So exhale. Pull your navel into your backbone as far as it will go, and then relax it slightly. If you can, put your hands on your hips. If you can't, hold on to the chair. But let go from time to time to try and increase your balance, or improve your balance, sorry. So we're going to go up. We're going to do 10 on each leg, and then up a bit further, and then down. Don't put weight on the foot that goes down. Just tap it on the floor, and then up, up, down, up, up, oh, falling to the side, down, up, up. I think that's 4. Up, up, 5, up. I'm going to straighten this time, but you don't need to. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the other side. So exhale, pull your navel into your backbone as hard as you can, relax it slightly, hands on hips, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I forgot to straighten, didn't I? 8, 9, 10. Well done if you managed to do 10 on both legs, because that is not an easy exercise. I find it. Woo. Right, give your hips a bit of a wiggle. Ooh. Next thing we're doing is the upward row. If you don't have a band, this is still quite effective without a band. Hold your thumb so that you've got a V. You're only holding your thumb so your hands don't split apart. You've got the V, and the object is to get your elbows higher, to lift up, but to keep your elbows always higher than your hands. I've seen people try to get that. If you can only go to there, that's fine. The technique on this one is really important. If you've got a band, stand on it, and then, oops, cross it over like that. I'm going to come in here so you can see my hands a bit better. Right, try and keep your forearm, your wrist, and your hand in one line. Don't bend your elbows or your wrist like that. Standing up nice and straight, only your arms move, hands together, and we're going to go. 1, nice and controlled. 2, don't let it boing down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The dog is intrigued. 8, 9, 10. Well done. Right, we're going to do some ab work now. So get your chair, and we're going to sit sideways on the chair. So we're sitting like that, mainly so that you can lean back, and also so that you can hold this if you feel you need to, if you feel unbalanced. Sit forward a little bit so that there's a bit of chair behind you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sit up nice and straight, put our hands so that our middle finger is just resting on the top of your kneecap. And then we're going to lean back until your middle finger is about maybe 2 inches away from the top of your knee. So it's just going to go to there. If you want, you can hold on. If not, you can keep your hands there. And then we're just going to very gently raise our legs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then sit up. The reason I'm asking you to put your middle fingers there is so that you're not tempted to lean right back, because that can have adverse reaction on the small of your back. It can hurt your back. Just lean back just enough so that your muscles have to catch you so that you don't topple back. If it's hurting the small of your back, just sit forward slightly. Right, so we're going to do that again. So just back so that your middle finger is about 2 inches away from your kneecap, maybe not even that much. And then we're going to go. 1, nice and gentle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can feel that at the top of my thighs, but I can also feel it here. My abs are quite strong, but I can still feel that. Right, we're going to do the triceps exercise, which is these muscles here. This is the one where you have the band over one shoulder. Hold it behind here. This is the tension. So you can make it as difficult or as easy by altering the tension, altering your hand. This one goes behind there. If you have got shoulder mobility problems, I'll show you what to do in a moment. But the object of this exercise is just to move the forearm. It just goes up to the ceiling. It doesn't come forward. It just goes up to the ceiling so your shoulder doesn't move. If you've got shoulder mobility problems and you can't get your hand here, bring it to your chest, slacken it off a bit, bring it to your chest and just point down to the floor. That way. You're still using your tricep. So we're going to do 10 on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll show you what the back's doing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's quite a hard one, that, to get the technique right. Switch over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oof. I felt that. Right. We're going to do 10 more squats, either in the chair, standing up in the chair, or free squats. It's entirely up to you. Nice and slow and controlled. So, 1, 2. See, my weight's in my heels. I fall backwards sometimes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whoops, 9, 10. Well done. Now, my least favourite exercise, the side bend. So with this one, we're just going to the side. Remember, not leaning forward or leaning back. And if you're putting your hand above your head, which you don't have to, keep your arms straight so that you're actually using these muscles. No movement should be wasted. 10 on each side. I always have my feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Just find it easier. And breathe out on the downward bit. So, 1, and then up. 2. I'm not going to do this one on the strengthening one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Whew. Right. What we're going to do now is remember that this, you know, the one. We're going to do that 3 times, and then we're going to pretend there's music on and speed it up. So we're going to go heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right, if you've got music, put it on now. It may already be on, I don't know. If you haven't, you just have to follow me. I have to have the music in my head because of copyright laws. Maybe I should see about getting that sorted. Anyway, so we're going to go heel dig, side, pretend it's a dance, back, toe tap. Heel dig, this is great for coordination and memory. Toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, 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 toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Very well done if you managed that. Right. We're going to end the session before we go into stretches, so you're not free yet, by some high intensity stuff. Those of you that are regulars will know about this now. We're going to do 3 bouts of 20 seconds, and it's going to be running on the spot. And you're going to be doing very fast, tiny little legs, tiny little leg movements, and using your arms as well. Don't hunch your shoulders, just as fast as you can, like that, for 20 seconds. There's no obligation to do this. I just think it's a good way to end a session before we go into the stretching. If you've got any heart problems, or you're worried about your heart or anything, if you've got chest pains, just don't do it. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so we're going to start. On your marks, set, off you go. Tiny little steps, get those arms going. The arms help the legs. "17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. How was that? Does it make you puff and pant a bit? It's good for your heart. Your heart's a muscle like any other muscle in your body. Well, it's actually not like any other muscle in the body. It has a specific type of muscle all of its own, but it still needs to be given a bit of a pump now and again. The old heart just keeps going day after day, month after month, year after year. So it's good to give it a bit of a shake up. So are you recovering? Normally, if you do high intensity stuff, you have a slightly longer recovery than I'm giving you. So that's just how fit you are. You see, it's just how good you are. So on your marks, set, off you go. Oh, we've lost one person. I think they've run screaming to the hills. "17, 18, 19, 20. Second one down, only one more to go. Doing really well. I I'm assuming you're doing really well. Obviously, I can't see you. Or can I? Right, are you recovering? We'll do the third one. Give it some welly because it's the third one. On your marks, set, off you go. $17, $18, $19, $20. Right. Just before we go into the stretching and while you're recovering, just to remind you that if you've enjoyed the class, you can buy me a coffee to show your appreciation. There's no obligation though, so it's purely voluntary. Also, I think I'm going to do a very short video about what's going to be involved with the strength classes. So that'll probably be posted tomorrow. So if you want to come back and have a look and see the sorts of things that we'll be doing in the strengthening classes, just to give you an idea. And then you can either think, yes, that's for me, or remember, it doesn't matter if you can't do the strength classes at the very beginning. If you can do them easily, then there's no point in doing them. It's something to aim towards. So if we do 10 of a certain exercise and you can only do 6, that's absolutely fine. 10 is what you're aiming for. But I think I'll do that. So if you want to have a look at my YouTube channel over the next few days, you'll get an idea. So remember, 11 o'clock Monday, strength class, 11 o'clock Wednesday, this functional fitness class. Tell your friends, spread the word. I think some people find the 9 o'clock start a bit onerous. And I did too. I forgot about the dog. Right. Yes, if you like the channel, subscribe. Doesn't mean that, it just means that you like it. You can give me some thumbs up and things. Right, we're going to the stretching now. I'm assuming you've recovered. So you need the chair, front leg forward, front leg bent, back leg straight, both heels on the ground. Just check that both feet are pointing in the same direction. Lean forward. You should feel the stretch at the top of your calf. And then very gently bend your back knee. Your heel will come off the ground. Put a bit of weight on that back knee and you should feel the stretch going down into your Achilles tendon. And then swap legs. Just check your feet are both pointing forwards again. It's easy to think our limbs, feet or whatever are doing something and you look down and they're doing something totally different. They have a mind of their own. We dealt with that in the proprioception talk. Slightly bend your back knee. Okie dokie. Next one is the quadriceps stretch for these big thigh muscles. If you can, grab your toe, your shoe, your heel of your shoe, your trouser leg, whatever, standing up nice and straight. Try and get your knees together. If you can't do that, do this. So this is dynamic stretching. See if you can kick your hands behind you or kick your bum. So the people that are doing the dynamic stretching keep doing this. Static stretchers do this. We'll hold this for a few more seconds. So static stretchers, change legs. Dynamic stretchers, keep doing your dynamic stretching. And then we're going to do next the hamstrings, these big muscles on the back of your thigh. So sitting forward in the chair, shuffle your bottom forward. Knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, sitting up nice and straight. One leg forward, toe pulled back, and leaning forward from the hips, not from the waist. You lean forward. Now remember, it's your stretch, so however far you go is up to you. Should be challenging, but not painful. Pain in exercise or stretching is a sign that something is wrong, and you should stop immediately. Pain is not a good thing. And then sit up and repeat with the other leg. Okay, right, standing up, arms at shoulder length, palms facing forwards, going to go round the tree. Remember, your arms are like that, not straight like that. And dip your head slightly. We'll just dip your head. And you should feel the stretch at the top of your, on your shoulders, across the top of your back. Okay. Next, interlink your fingers behind your back. If you can't get your fingers interlinked, just try and get your elbows together. If you're interlinking your fingers, just lift your arms up a bit. That just gives you a bit of extra stretch across your chest. And then hand up, palm back, and put it down your back like that if you can. If you've got shoulder mobility problems, just leave this one out. And then you're just going to push your arm back slightly. So you're pushing it back like that. Just to stretch these muscles here. And then release it. And then this one. Back. And then release. Get the chair. Stick the head. Put your hand on your crown, but don't push. Just let the weight of your hand push your head down. You've got to be gentle careful when you're doing neck exercises, because it's easy to jar your neck. And then turn your head to the left. Put your hand on your right hand on your chin. Try and turn your head back to the center, but resist with your hand so that you're creating tension in your neck. And then relax and see if you can turn your head just slightly further to the left. And then back to the center. Turn your head to the right. Same thing again, hand on chin. Try and turn your head back to the center, resist. And then turn your head slightly further. And then bring it back to the center, nice and gentle. And that is Wednesday's class. Over and done with again. Doesn't time fly when you're enjoying yourself? Right, you can only see half of my head here. So, those of you that want the strength class, I will see you on Monday at 11 o'clock. Those who are giving us a miss and sticking with, well, you can do both classes. Those of you that are sticking with only this class, I'll see you next Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Okay, bye. BFN, bye for now.